Hello, I have STG Hades with me here. Hello.
Hi, hi. Hello, hi.
Okay, so this is the first time you ever join our tournament.
Yeah.
So maybe you do a short intro to your for yourself.
Okay. For me, I actually started playing this game ever since the beta version. And
Oh
fell in
wow.
love with it. Yeah, we all love this game so much. But there are
Okay.
some of our players not from the very start. You know.
Mm. So for your team, right? So where does this team name come from? Like, what's the origin or it? Why did you guys build this team? Yeah, you can
Okay.
talk about it.
Okay. So the leader of this STG is actually STG Blue. From the very early on, back in the days when Shafiq Midat and Ryukyu was the caster for all the weekly scrimmage and all that. Blue was still playing actively, but now he's very busy, so he seldom play with us. But it actually came from him. So he actually joined the very first Malaysian tournament, whereas GG was there as well back then.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the big tournament organized by Malaysia, and his team actually got first.
Mm.
And after that, all of his other players, went on with life, so they couldn't continue to play. So it was just him holding the SCG name after that. Then we met in a few games, so he added me. Then yeah, that's how we started forming. So SDG actually stands for strong, just a normal, strong and weak, the strong.
Okay.
Yeah, it just started from there.
Oh, okay. I understand now. Now we all know what SDG means lah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
So next thing maybe you can describe your current teammates, like your current roster, like because some of it is quite familiar. People are quite familiar with them, but some of it is quite new, right? I'm not so sure lah, but maybe you
Yeah.
can like describe them and what are their who's the playmaker in your team, and maybe opponents should look out for any tips who should opponent be afraid of so they can aim them, yeah, something like that.
Okay. I'll try my best to be honest.
Mm.
Okay, so I think a lot of players know of Joe and Fuzzy and myself, and there's one more player who played in the first match just now against TRG, whose name is
Okay.
Easy Kawa. So
Okay.
four of us actually were from the very first team lah, together with STG Blue, which is the leader. So we kept on playing until now, but then a few of the main team players they couldn't make it for I don't know for a recent couple of months already. So we started training other STG players to fit into the roster lah. So as you can see, Ace and Keto, they are the new players fitting into our roster for the first team roster, but they are not new players. They have been there for quite some time with us. And I would say playmaker wise, they're not very obvious choice to tell everyone who is the playmaker, because it's usually either me or STG Ace who would be the jungler, and Joe would be our main support, and our main tank is definitely Fuzzy. And Izikawa, he's usually an all-rounder player, so he will play top. He would just be a top laner or maybe bottom laner with an all-rounder.
Mm.
Then Kato is pretty all-rounded, but because of our roster, we put him in the special attacker position. So I used to be a special attacker position when Blue was still here. He would be our jungler, but now we need to shake things up a bit. Do a bit of changes.
Yep.
So who to watch out for? I think it depends on the pick. Yeah, I think it depends on the pick. If I would be playing Urshifu, then yeah, Urshifu in any team would be the ones to watch for lah. So
Yeah.
other than that, man, nothing too obvious to be like, yeah, like everybody gonna be watching out for this player or that player.
Yeah,
I
like
would say,
like example, right? Like when DO, right? They are Gardevoir. To be honest, I think their Gardevoir is like doing really good job lah. So yeah.
yeah, their Gardevoir is performed really well
Mm.
that game, yeah, especially the first match. performed really well, triple kill and all that. That was expected. So like if things change, like in every game, there is a new target to watch out for. It all based on how much farm they get, how smooth their farm is, and by the time the first objective comes out, who has the highest level in the opponent team. That would be like, that's why we'll be switching targets all along the way lah.
Understand. So
Okay.
For your team, right? How best would you describe your team play style? Like, will it be aggressive or defensive?
Our team play style, as you can see, right, from all the 6 matches we played from yesterday until today, we are not aggressive from the start. We are definitely not aggressive. We're not aggressive like MYS, and we are definitely not aggressive like TRG also. You saw how they invaded us after the first round of objectives. They invaded into our jungle all the time, every 3 rounds straight. That's their play style. But we are a bit more passive. We play at the safer side. We would go farming all the way. All we are playing is the 2 minutes mark.
Understand. Means everything at the front is nothing lah. At the end 2 minutes, only you guys gonna do something. Yeah.
It's basically nothing lah. Unless they break all 4 towers, then it does have a huge impact. But to be honest lah, Fate, you and me know lah. Back then when we were still playing the old map, Zapdos was the deal breaker. But now, ever since we changed to this new map, before this current update, right, where they enhance the shield and damage, HP, and all that buffs, right, before this latest update, Rayquaza was not very much focused. But after they enhance all these other buffs, right, it becomes a deal breaker already.
Yep.
So why would we, I mean, no offense to other teams, but why would we focus on the first 8 minutes when the deal breaker is actually the last 2 minutes? So we try to play around the 2 minutes lah. But we don't rush. We never rush Rayquaza unless we wipe out other players.
Yep. Okay. So like last few questions like any words for your viewers or supporters, or you want to recruit anyone? Yeah.
Okay, sure. STG is always opening our arms, and we will always recruit new players, definitely, of potential. And back then we opened and we actually did recruited a lot of players, but players come and go. So we are still actively recruiting. So for the viewers out there, please come reach out to me if y'all are interested in playing with us, or joining competition with us, getting trained with us and everything. So that would be great, if you all come and try out, don't be shy. Yeah. And for supporters, and I can't say much, man. I gotta say thanks to everybody lah. All the while from the very start until now, I know who are the faces, who are the names who have been supporting us, and we have been playing a lot of friendly matches with all the other Malaysian teams as well. So to keep it professionally, let's leave everything, all the past behind. Let's move on.
Let's me and you, right?
Yeah. We've had our differences before, but those are clearly not because of the game. So if we're talking game now, if we're talking about future of eSport Malaysia in PU, we are doing really well, and especially this TTC. I think more teams should be joining this, because the league is a very healthy place to trade.
Yep.
And to get familiar and get used to the pressure we get when we're playing competition, because it's totally different, right? You yourself, you play in ESL and all that, you know, comparing to ranked games, competition is a total different level.
Yep.
So so let's support TTC as well.
So any words for your opponents that you're gonna face in the future? You can taunt them lah. It's actually chill interview, but you can like BM. Some teams don't like to like BM each other. If I would take the interview, I would BM all the teams lah.
What I can say to the opponents in the future is, don't get too relaxed when you own the first 8 minutes. Don't get too relaxed. So I'm not taunting everybody. It's just that's how the game is, man. 10 minutes, full 10 minutes mark, right? Y'all gotta keep your games up until the very end. So 8 minutes beating STG, it means nothing.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So last question. So how, like, for your team wise, right? Like, do you think that playing in this tournament, actually, you realize that some teams are not as weak as their they are compared to like you. I'm pretty sure you watch few games, you play with few teams.
Yep.
Right? Yep.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts of other teams?
There have been a lot of changes actually. You know, back then in probably half a year ago, there'll be GK, there'll be team Team Dune, you know, and then there'll be your team as well, and then there'll be MYS. Well, definitely like MYS is always in the equation. But for like the old days, right, all these three teams, right, you guys have been doing very, very well. But definitely because of players changes and here and there, roster changes and all that, right, it's hard to cope and train up the chemistry. So I totally understand in terms of performance and all that. But there are new teams coming up, and it's really exciting. These teams are doing really well. You know, DO, you know, TRG also doing really well. Despite they have like players from other teams as well. Doesn't matter. But as new teams, considering their performance, they have been doing really well, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like it was very unexpected of the levels that we'll be playing in Division 3 now. You know.
Yep.
And yeah, I would love to face more teams later on. We will definitely get the chance to face more teams, and yeah, that's when we get to learn and adjust as well. You know, this game is all about fucking adjusting. You know, like there's no fixed one roster to hentam everybody. There's no such thing, and because of the drafting as well, so it makes it a bit more technical.
Yep.
So it's exciting. Yeah, I'm looking forward for it.
All right. Thank you for your interview, and hope to see you play more. All right.
Yep.
See you.
All right. Thanks, man. Bye.
Okay. Bye.